So today we're going to be doing a cocktail called a Penicillin, which was created by a bartender named Sam Ross at Milk and Honey in 2005. If you don't know about the legendary, very influential bar Milk and Honey, you definitely should read a book called A Proper Drink by Robert Simonson, which is a history of the modern cocktail renaissance. And it does he does a very good job of like stringing together sort of how the modern cocktail renaissance began and then sort of kind of where it's going. It's a really great book. It's a very easy read and I really liked it a lot, so you should definitely pick it up. So the Penicillin is actually a reconstruction. It's like a variation on a variation, if that makes sense. There's a bartender named TJ Siegal who also worked at Milk and Honey who created a drink called a Gold Rush in 2001. And a Gold Rush is just a very elegant and beautiful reconstruction of a sour. Basically, he just took the sour, like the whiskey sour template, and then instead of doing simple syrup, did honey. So then what Sam Ross did was he decided like, hey, I'm going to take that same template, I'm going to change the bourbon to scotch, and I'm going to add a little ginger syrup in there. I'm just going to split the honey base with a little honey and ginger syrup, and voila, an amazing cocktail was born. So this is a pretty easy one to do. So first thing we're going to do is take a big rock of ice and put it inside our old-fashioned glass. Then we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. And then we're going to do 3/8 of an ounce, which if you have one of these measuring cup jiggers is the bottom. But if you have to estimate it, 3/8 is half of 3/4. So we're going to do 3/8 of an ounce of honey syrup. And we're going to do 3/8 of an ounce of ginger syrup. And then we're going to do 2 ounces of our scotch. I am using the Compass Box Oak Cross because it's going to go really well in this cocktail. This has just like, it's almost like devolves into this just like oaky honey sort of flavor. And then I believe that Compass Box was the original whiskey that Sam Ross used when making the Penicillin. I don't know if it was this particular expression. I don't think it was. But, you know, so now I'm just kind of bringing it all back around. If you don't have Compass Box, you know, I don't know, Monkey Shoulder works really well. Famous Grouse works really well. Like any, you know, pleasing, kind of slightly oaky, a little bit smoky scotch is going to do. So we're just going to do 2 ounces of our Compass Box. Oh, I'm going to drop the cap on the floor, and then I'm going to pick it up and wipe it off. And then we're just going to add our ice to our tin. Add our cocktail. Give it a nice hard shake. And then we're going to center our glass. And we're just going to strain our cocktail. Now, the pièce de résistance of this drink is that it calls for a Laphroaig float. So you want something, I'm actually not sure that the original one was Laphroaig, but that's what I use. You want something that's very peaty, very medicinal, very like iodine, smoky scotch as the highlight of this cocktail. And I like to use an atomizer. So you can float 1/4 of an ounce on top, but if you don't want to do that, if you want to make it a little more aromatic, I like to just spray the top of the cocktail with the Laphroaig.
What is the original cocktail?
I'm not sure which the scotch. I knew you were going to ask that, and because you like to like ask questions that I may not know the answer to, and kind of throw me under the bus a little bit. But I don't actually I don't know what the original was, but I don't think it was Laphroaig. And I remember that I had a viewer comment on this cocktail the first time I did it and said those aren't the originals. The original was like Compass Box, blah blah blah, and then something else. But I don't know if it was Laphroaig. I might be wrong. It might have been Laphroaig.
What is Laphroaig? It's just Scotch?
Laphroaig is Islay Scotch, so it's like a specific Scotch expression that is very, very, very like medicinal on the palate. It's very peaty and very like almost boggy in flavor, and it is a flavor that you need to get used to. It's like really something that is not kind to those people who are not initiated into that flavor. So we have to do a little candied ginger garnish, and basically what you want to do is you want to sort of place these little, I like to get these little bamboo toothpicks, and then place them like that so that they kind of come to a point so that they actually fit on the rim of the glass and kind of pinch down like that. And then they stay there while you drink. So the penicillin, let's take a sip. Now, this is a very nice looking penicillin, by the way. I mean, this drink is just a masterful construction. You have our scotch. I really like this oak cross, Compass Box oak cross. It's just like so big in flavor profile, and it has a lot of wood, but then it just devolves to this like rich sort of kind of honeysuckle is what I want to say. I even get some dark fruits in there and maybe a little stone fruit, but the honey in this really kind of shines through, you know. So adding back a little bit of like the sweeter honey to balance out the lemon, and then the ginger really plays up the spice really nicely. And then you have the medicinal sort of peaty Laphroaig topping the cocktail off. It's nice and aromatic. So when you spray it on, it really coats the ice. You get that nice smoked nose as you sip, which informs your the flavor profile of the cocktail, and it's just so nice. So there it is, guys, the penicillin. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe, and check out our YouTube memberships. They are amazing. We've got some good stuff going on our website as well, so you should check it out. We're going to be adding donation links very soon if we haven't done it already. You can do a one-time donation or a recurring donation. We noticed that like people said they didn't necessarily want to sub us on YouTube or on Patreon, but that they wanted to contribute to the show. So we just decided to add those donation links just in case you wanted to use them. And then on top of that, we have a list of bottles that you can go and buy for us. So basically, a lot of people have been emailing us, asking us, how can we send you a bottle? And it's been kind of a weird thing to sort of figure out, because I can't give my home address to everybody. Marius can't do that either. We have a workspace, but it's kind of hard to get things delivered there. So what we thought we would do, we would add some bottles to a page on our website. You can go there, and you can basically buy the bottle for however much we put up there. And then that money will come to us, and we will buy the bottle. And then we will write down the names of the people who bought the bottle, and we will shout them out in a video. And if you guys want to email us some suggestions for cocktails that you would like to see with that bottle, I'm not necessarily going to say that I'll do it, but if I like the suggestion, it'll probably end up in a video, and you will be credited with that as well. So you should check all those things out, and I will see you guys in another time.